Hey everyone, it's Trader Rob. Today is Sunday, December 14th. Wanted to update all my subscribers, my members on our new weekly bands and tradable levels and go over how the tradable levels and the bands performed during this last week. My video on Sunday came out December 7th, so we'll start from the 7th and then work our way to present market time. And one thing I wanted to kind of add, and I've been stating this now for a couple of videos, state this a lot on my stream. Since pretty much the last week of November, even through these first 2 weeks of trading in December, price action's been a little bit difficult. To be honest with you, with FOMC coming out, we shook up a lot of the levels, which is what I really, really am looking for. I need some unbalanced pockets of volume for me to take my setups on, and that type of movement starts to create setups, and that's what obviously I need in the markets, and it's been a challenge for sure. But with that being said, your strategies will always come under I don't want to say scrutiny, but it'll come under some pressure, internal and external pressure, that you want to perform. You want it to be always at that 78% win rate. Well, there's a reason why you have also a 22% losing rate. And you have to account for that 22% could sometimes come in bunches. I had one member on my Discord on stream give out a stat that since going back into February, we have not had more than 3 consecutive losing signals in the last 10 months. And just happened to be, I believe, on Friday, or I can't remember if it was Friday or Thursday. No, I'm sorry, it was Thursday. And I got up back to that three losing signals in a row. One was after markets, which I did not take. But two of them, I took on stream and they were losers. Just happened that fourth one, we took an ES setup that was an absolute perfect zero drawdown trade, exactly what I'm looking for, to kind of help me bounce back. And you can't lose faith in your strategy and your setups. The second that you lose faith, you start looking at what else can I add for maybe another piece of confluence or something, another type of confirmation. You got to go what's been working with you for the last 10 years. It's a big data size, and that's how you really develop yourself into becoming a more consistent trader for the long run. Don't base yourself off of 2 or 3 weeks of performance. You got to base yourself off of what you've done over the last day, week, month, quarter, and then throughout the year. So with that said, let's get into the charts. And let's roll this back into December 7th, which is when my video came out. Video would have been posted right here is the 7th, so right around here somewhere. Give you guys a level at the 25,802. You could see that was pretty much, not the hugest moves off of that tradable level. Right off of the open, but let's just see. This is on the 15 minutes, so it might be. Let's just see what kind of reaction point you get out of that. 35 points. That's not bad, actually. I thought it was less than that. By looking at the candles, I guess if let's drop down to the 5 minute. Let's drop to the 5. Let's go back to the 7th. Didn't look as much on the 15, but 35 points. It's a nice. That's a nice scalpable level right there. Okay, so my actually my video would have come out somewhere around here. So we finally hit into this level. Obviously, you could see it was respected really well. That 25,802, we finally pushed up, swept some liquidity, and then we came right back down into this 25,602 level that I left you guys with. Had a few of you reach out to me through email, through Discord, through DM, that you took this trade on the 25,602 and was an absolute beauty of a trade. I mean, that right there was good for 85 points. So it gives you guys the look of where the setups are at, how volume plays out, Finally bounced off. We tapped into it once, got a nice rejection for probably a good 45 points. Rejected into it twice, swept a little, had a really nice reaction. And then what did we do? We finally broke through the tradable level, bounced into this weekly band that I had here at the 25,575. And that right there is over 100-point rejection off of the band. Finally came right back down. We retested this level again at the 25,602. Gave you guys another 80 points on that move. We came right back down. We tested this weekly band once again. And again, we had a huge 100-point reaction, 100 plus points, almost 120-point reaction there. Keep coming through. Again, we had a hard time getting through this level. Again, we dipped back into this weekly band. And then finally, we were able to break through the band, through the tradable level and through the weekly band, which is exactly what I state on all of my videos. 3 things that will get you through these tradable levels or bands: high impact news, headline news, or multiple retaps into the exact same tradable level or in the weekly band. So we finally came down, and what did we do? We tapped right into the next weekly band that I gave you guys on Sunday, the 25,388 to the 25,323. And I don't even have to measure that, but that's close to 300 points on that rejection right off this band. So hopefully you guys are getting the gist of how important these weekly bands and tradable levels perform. And so we do have a tradable level still sitting here at the 25,107. I'm going to first make some adjustments to the weekly bands. I'm actually going to delete this band because I don't need him any longer. This band now is going to get adjusted to the 25,705 to the 25,637. All right, and then, oh, I got to move the actual band. That would help. Coordinates. Again, 25,705 down to the 25,637. Again, if to make things easier for you guys, every Sunday I send out just a one-page report with all of my weekly bands, all of my tradable levels for the ES and the NQ, just so you don't have to be, stopping the video and charting this up on your own. It's a nice, clean format, and I know a lot of people enjoy it. There's, I want to say, over 1,800 people on that list getting that. So the secondary band that I'm going to make an adjustment to is it's going to go to the 25,372 down to the 25,307. And again, that's the 25,705 to the 25,307. All right. So now that band, no, it doesn't look like it moved. Why didn't it move? Oh, 20. Or you know what? Let me see if did I? Oh, it's because I was putting in the same band twice. That's not going to work. 25,372 to the 25,307. Let's make sure that that's right. 25,372 to the 25,307. That looks much better. All right. So those are our 2 updated weekly bands that we've got here for upcoming price action. Our next weekly band below us is at the 24,841 to the 24,772. As far as tradable levels are concerned, this tradable level to 25,107, you could see it came very close of tapping in here. It was about maybe 8 points off there for a nice little rejection, but this one's still in play at the 25,207. I can delete this tradable level, and I can delete this tradable level. As far as some new levels for this coming trading week, let me... I think this will work. Yes. Oh, perfect. All right. This new tradable level is going to be sitting at the 25,414. So 25,414 All right, so sitting above where price action is currently sitting at. The next tradable level will be at the 25,297. 25,297. Okay, sitting right above where price action is currently at. Now remember, I say this on all my Sunday videos. You got to be very careful at the Sunday gap. Just make sure if we gap above this, that you let price action kind of do its thing. And on the curl, you can always look for this tradable level to take it, fade it to the upside. Okay. Same thing with this 25,107. If we gap right down or below it, obviously we're not looking for a long yet at that point. We want to see price action come back down, maybe tap into this level, this tradable level at the 24,963, and then we can take this trade to the downside. And our last tradable level on the NQ for this upcoming week is going to sit at the 24,963. Maybe I got that one already. I might have that one already. Let me just make sure that that's... Yeah, I think I already had that guy. Yeah, this one's been in twice. All right. So those are all of your new tradable levels, your new weekly bands. You know, I've been posting these videos for maybe 7-8 months, and I'm sure people watch them and they're like, damn, that keeps working. I just don't know if it's, you know, if now the next one's going to work. You just got to give it some time, map them out on your charts, and see for yourself how well these levels get respected. On the ES, so the ES, we didn't really have many updates. Let's go to the 15-minute. Not many updates from last Sunday. Price action on the ES for a good 10 days was pretty garbage. We finally had some movement, so we do have some new weekly bands that I can add. So let me just clone this guy and move him up. And this new weekly band for the ES now is going to be sitting at the 69.31 down to the 6.883. Again, that's going to be the 6.931 to the 6.883. So sitting above where price action is currently at. And I got one more, then I can make his adjustment right here. Actually, I don't think I need to make an adjustment there. Nope, that one's already sitting pretty. Okay, so these are your two weekly bands that you currently have that are closest to price action, the 69.31 down to the 68.83, and then the 67.20 down to the 66.88. As far as some new tradable levels, I really only have one. We still have this tradable level at the 67.63 and the 67.10. Very interested in the 67.10. But we do have one, I believe, right above price action, which is going to be sitting at the 68.90. 68.90. There you go, sitting right in this weekly band. So those are all of your new tradable levels on the ES and the NQ for this upcoming week. If you haven't watched my live streams, I live stream every single morning, providing setups as the price action develops throughout the day. And that goes from the market open till about 10:30 in the morning Central Time. So we go for about 2 hours. Love to see you on there. And again, if you want the report sent every Sunday, it's free. Just go to my website, which is robstrades.com. Put in your name and email. Should be the first thing that pops up, and I'll get that over to you every Sunday. With that, wishing you guys the absolute best for this upcoming week, and go get it.